Hello students, welcome to the channel of Vedant classes. So in this lecture we'll see the relationships between the zeros of polynomial and coefficients. Okay, so let's start with the first one. So let's consider the first polynomial, that is linear polynomial. So linear polynomial, that is p of x equal to, it is written as p of x is equal to ax plus b. Here the degree of x is 1, so it is a linear polynomial where a is not equal to 0 and you can say ab belongs to any real numbers, right? A is not equal to 0 and ab belongs to any real numbers. Okay, so now say in the case of linear polynomial, maximum number of possible zeros, maximum number of possible zeros, so that will be equal to 1 only. The reason is because the degree is equal to 1. Okay, always remember the degree, the number of zeros, maximum possible zeros will be always equal to their degree or less than that of the value of degree. Okay, so here the maximum number of possible zero is only 1. Okay, so now let alpha be a zero of p of x. Okay, so let's say alpha be the zero of p of x, that is ax plus b, where a is not equal to 0, right? So if you write the p of x is equal to ax plus b, okay, so p of alpha is equal to 0 because it is a zero of polynomial, so it will make this entire polynomial 0. So you can write a alpha plus b is equal to 0, so therefore alpha will be equal to minus b by a. Okay, so you got the value of 0, so this is the reason you can write 0 is equal to minus b by a. Okay, and what is b over here? B is the constant term, you can write negative constant term upon what is a? A is a coefficient of x, so you can write here coefficient of x. Okay, you can write coefficient of x. So this is the proof that 0 of linear polynomial will be equal to minus b by a. Okay, and that will be equal to negative constant term upon coefficient of x. Okay, so now let's see the next term, that is next polynomial, that is quadratic polynomial. So now let's see the zeros, relationship of zeros and polynomials coefficient. Okay, so now see quadratic polynomial, we know that quadratic polynomial p of x, it is written as p of x, that is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. Okay, where a is not equal to 0 and a, b, c all three belongs to real number. A cannot be 0, otherwise it will convert into the linear polynomial, so that is the reason a can never be equal to 0. Okay, so now see here. Okay, so here maximum number of possible zeros, okay, so that will be equal to 2. The reason that is it is a quadratic polynomial, means its degree is 2. Okay, so here because degree is 2, so maximum possible zeros are 2. Okay, so let alpha and beta be the zeros of p of x, that is equal to ax square plus bx plus c, where a cannot be equal to 0. Okay, so let's say here two possible zeros are alpha and beta. Here it is, there is only one possible zero, so we noted it as alpha. Here you can consider two possible zeros as alpha and beta. Okay, so what does it means? So the value of x will be equal to alpha and x can equal to beta, so therefore x minus alpha equal to 0 and x minus beta equal to 0. Hence you can write x minus alpha and x minus beta are factors of p of x. So here clearly you can see that x minus alpha and x minus beta are the factors of p of x. Okay, so you can write it like this: p of x can be expressed as any multiple of this factor, that is x minus x minus alpha and x minus beta. Okay, here k is any constant value that you can multiply with this factors. We don't know the actual value of k's. Here k is not equal to 0, or you can say k belongs to real number minus 0. K cannot be equal to 0, otherwise it will turn out to be 0. Okay, so this will be k, this will be x square minus alpha x minus beta x, and this will be alpha beta plus alpha beta. Multiply k, so this will be kx square. Okay, this will taken as common minus sign, so it will be minus k, in bracket it will be alpha plus beta. Here we have x, and third term will be k alpha beta. Clear? Here if you write the value of p of x, then it will be ax square plus bx plus c. Okay, it will be x square plus bx plus c. Now what you need to do, you just need to compare the coefficients. Okay, you just need to compare the coefficient of x square, then x, and then this constant term. Okay, so comparing the coefficients, okay, comparing the coefficients of x square, then x power 1 and constant term, that is x power 0. So we'll get the value of a, that will be equal to k. Okay, so value of a is equal to k, then value of b, that will be equal to minus k alpha plus beta. So this is the value of b, and value of c, that will be equal to k alpha beta, right? So these three values now we are having. Okay, coefficients and the zeros you are having. So a is equal to k, b is equal to minus k alpha plus beta, and c is equal to k alpha beta. Okay, so these three values we got. Okay, so we got the values of a is equal to k, then b is equal to minus k alpha plus beta, and c is equal to k alpha beta. These values we got. So now first, that is sum of zeros, that is equal to alpha plus beta. Okay, sum of zeros, that is equal to alpha plus beta. Now if we multiply this by k, so okay, multiply and divide by k, so this will be k alpha plus beta upon k. Now see, you are having b is equal to minus k alpha plus beta. Okay, so therefore minus b will be equal to k alpha plus beta, right? And this k will be equal to a. So sum of zeros, that will be equal to minus b by a. Okay, so sum of zeros, that is equal to alpha plus beta, that is equal to minus b by a. What is b? So here the b is, you can say, the coefficients of x. It is the coefficient of x. And what is a? That is coefficient of x square. So this will turn out to be minus b by a is negative coefficient of x upon coefficient of x square. So this is the proof for the sum of zeros. Okay, similarly we can prove for the product of zeros. Okay, so in this case you just need to take alpha beta, multiply and divide it by k, so this will turn out to be k alpha beta upon k. Now see, here k alpha beta is c, so this will be c, and k is a, so this will be a. Okay, so we got product of zeros, that is equal to alpha beta as c by a. This will be c by a. Now what is c over here? You know in quadratic polynomial c is constant term, so this will be constant term upon, this will be coefficient of x square, right? So this is the product of zeros. Okay, So I hope everyone is clear with this sum of zeros and product of zeros for quadratic polynomial. Okay, so this thing we just proved. Now let's see the third polynomial, that is cubic polynomial. Let's see the third polynomial, that is cubic polynomial. Okay, so cubic polynomial, the general form of cubic polynomial p of x, that is equal to p of x is equal to ax square, sorry, ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus t. Here a cannot be equal to 0 and a, b, c, d all belongs to real numbers. Okay, so here maximum number of possible zeros. So how many possible zeros are there? So 3 possible zeros, because here the degree is 3. Okay, so let alpha, beta and gamma. Okay, so here 3 possible zeros are there, so we are letting alpha, beta and gamma be the zeros of p of x, that is equal to ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, where a cannot be equal to 0. Okay, so you can write x is equal to alpha, x is equal to beta, okay, and x is equal to gamma. So therefore x minus alpha will be equal to 0, x minus beta will be equal to 0, and x minus gamma will be equal to 0. So hence you can write x minus alpha, x minus beta and x minus gamma are the factors of p of x. Okay, so you can write it in general form like this. So p of x is equal to k in bracket this factors x minus alpha, x minus beta and x minus gamma. Okay, where you can say k is not equal to 0 or k belongs to r minus 0. Okay, so we got the result, this. Okay, we got this result, p of x is equal to k in bracket x minus alpha, x minus beta and x minus gamma. Okay, where k is not equal to 0, so we got this result. Now what is p of x? It is cubic polynomial, so it will be ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. Okay, now you just need to multiply all these three brackets, so let's do that. So first of all it will be x square, okay, then minus alpha x minus beta x plus alpha beta. If you multiply first two brackets, then it will be like this. Third is x minus gamma. Now again multiply this bracket with the other one, that it will be x cube, okay, then it will be minus alpha x, okay, this will be alpha x and this will be x, so it will be minus alpha x square, then minus beta x square, then plus alpha beta x. Okay, now multiply this one, this will be minus gamma x square, then this will be minus minus plus alpha gamma x, this will be plus beta gamma x, and this will be minus alpha beta gamma. Okay, now if you rearrange these terms, if you just rearrange these terms, collect all the x cube terms, then it will be x cube, then if you collect all these terms, x square and x square, okay, minus minus minus, taking minus sign as a common, so it will be alpha plus beta plus gamma x square. Okay, then collecting these terms, these all are positive, so take positive sign as common, this will be alpha beta plus beta gamma plus alpha gamma. Okay, x and this last term is constant term, that is alpha, beta, gamma. Okay, is it clear? So now this is ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. Now see, you just need to compare the coefficients. So comparing the coefficient of x cube, x square, x and x power 0. So if you compare, you just need to multiply this k. Okay, so you get a is equal to k, then b is equal to minus k alpha plus beta plus gamma. This is the value of b. Okay, then value of c, that will be equal to this all entire bracket alpha beta, okay, plus beta gamma plus alpha gamma. Okay, and you just need to take k over here because you need to multiply k. Okay, so this is the value of c, and what's the value of d? That will be equal to minus k alpha beta gamma. We are having all the 4 values. Okay, so now let's start with the first one, that is sum of zeros. So that will be equal to alpha plus beta plus gamma. That is the sum of all 3 zeros. Now what you need to do, you just need to multiply it with k, as we have done in the previous case. So it will be k alpha plus beta plus gamma upon k. Now see, here you just need to transfer the negative sign over that side. So this will be minus b by a. Okay, so simply the sum of zeros, that is equal to alpha plus beta plus gamma. Okay, so here what is b? That b is the coefficient of x square. Okay, so negative coefficient of x square upon what is a? That is coefficient of x cube. Okay, so this is alpha plus beta plus gamma, that is our sum of zeros. Okay, so this is our sum of zeros, minus b by a in this cubic polynomial. Now let's see the other two. Second is sum of products of two zeros taken at a time. Okay, at a time you need to consider the 2 zeros. Okay, so that is alpha beta, beta gamma and gamma alpha. Okay, so now let's write that one, that is alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha. Okay, so what you need to do, you just need to multiply it with k again. Now see, if you will multiply it with k, then it will be alpha beta, k into alpha beta, beta gamma, gamma alpha upon k. Now this is the value of c and this is the value of a. So this will become c by a. What is c? C is the coefficient of x. Okay, you can see over here, c is the coefficient of x. So this will be coefficient of x upon coefficient of x cube. So this is the sum of zeros taken, sum of product of 2 zeros taken at a time. Okay, now let's see the third one. Third one is product of zeros. So third one is product of zeros. Now see, what is product of zeros? That is alpha beta gamma, alpha beta gamma. Just multiply and divide it by k. So this will be k alpha beta gamma upon k. Now see, k alpha beta gamma will be equal to minus d. So this will turn out to be minus d upon a. Okay, so now alpha beta gamma, that is product of zeros, is equal to minus d by a. What is d? It is a constant term. So this is negative constant term upon this is coefficient of x cube. Okay, so this is the product of zeros. So we proved it for all the three things, that is sum of zeros, then sum of product of 2 zeros taken at a time, and third is product of zeros. Okay, so this is how you can derive the equations. Okay, so finally let's write the conclusive notes. Okay, that is helpful to remember the concept. Okay, so let's write the conclusive notes. So let's start with the linear polynomial. Linear polynomial, so that is p of x equal to ax plus b, where a is not equal to 0 and a b belongs to R. Okay, so here the important thing that we need to remember is 0, that is equal to minus b by a. Okay, so this is the important thing that you need to remember for the linear polynomial. Okay, now see in the second case is for the quadratic polynomial. So for the quadratic polynomial, p of x, that is equal to ax square plus px plus c, where a is not equal to 0 and a, b, c all belongs to real numbers. Okay, these conditions must be satisfied. So here two things that you need to remember. First is sum of zeros, that is alpha plus beta, that is equal to minus b by a. Okay, this is the first thing that you need to remember. Okay, the second thing, that is product of zeros. Okay, what is the product of zeros? That is alpha into beta, and that will be equal to c by a. So this product of zeros that you need to remember. Okay, also remember the general equation, that will be helpful. General equation that will be helpful for you to solve the short questions. Okay, so see, we write the p of x, that is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. You can also remember it like this: p of x, that is equal to k, this is x square minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha beta. This is what we have derived. Okay, you can also remember this equation like this: p of x is equal to k x square minus sx plus p. Okay, you can also remember shortly like this, where s is sum and p stands for product. Okay, sum of zeros, this stands for sum of zeros, and this stands for product of zeros. So in short, you can remember this important equation that will be helpful for you to solve the short question. Now let's see for the third thing, that is cubic polynomial. Third one is cubic polynomial. Okay, so the general equation, standard equation for the cubic polynomial, p of x, that is equal to ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, where a is not equal to 0 and a, b, c and d all belongs to real numbers. Okay, here three things we derived, so you need to remember the three different things. That is, first is sum of zeros, so that is equal to alpha plus beta plus gamma, that is equal to minus b by a. Okay, that is equal to sum of zeros in the case of cubic polynomial. Okay, then second thing is sum of product of zeros taken two at a time. So for this is alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha. Okay, so for this it will be equal to c by a. That's what we have derived, right? So you just need to remember this as c by a. And the third thing that we derived is product of zeros. Okay, so product of zeros, so that will be equal to alpha beta gamma, and that is equal to minus d by a. Okay, so these three things that you need to remember for the cubic polynomial. Here also we are having the general equation. Okay, so that is p of x is equal to, we are having ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. So this will be equal to p of x, that is k x cube. Okay, then minus of alpha plus beta plus gamma x square. Okay, then we got plus alpha beta beta gamma plus gamma alpha, okay, into x, then minus alpha beta gamma. So this is the general equation that we got. You can remember this equation in short like this: p of x, that is equal to k, this is x cube, this is minus, okay, this will be sx square. You can consider it as sp, okay, sum of products taking two at a time, spx, then this is minus p. Okay, you can remember in short this equation like this. Okay, so here this s stands for sum, this sum of product of zeros taking two at a time, and this p stands for product. Okay, so is it clear? So take a screenshot of this. This is very important note. Okay, and you just need to remember this much things in the relationships between zeros and coefficients. Okay, so you can also remember this one note, that this is plus, this is minus, this is plus. Okay, so plus minus plus, here also it follows, it is like this. Okay, you can see it is plus, first term is plus, second term is minus, third term is plus, and fourth term is minus. Okay, so you can also note and remember it like this. Okay, plus minus plus, and here it is plus minus plus minus. Okay, so that's it from this lecture. Keep working hard, enjoy the mathematics. Thanks a lot.